Hi everyone, thank you so very much for joining me. If you've chosen this video, odds are you're going through a little bit of stress and anxiety right now, and I really want this to be a therapeutic flow that can help you process and move through those emotions to hopefully find a steadier, slower, calmer state of mind where you can find a little bit of peace and just bring some equilibrium back into your nervous system. Unfortunately, anxiety is something I personally have a lot of experience with, and I've been practicing yoga for, I don't know, 14 years now or something like that. And I can definitely say that the practices that are the most effective for me are ones that have a good balance between activation and slowing down full releases. This is definitely going to be a practice that utilizes the breath. Pranayama is an amazing, amazing, amazing tool for really processing stress and anxiety. So we're going to begin with this. This is my first time this year being able to film outside. As you can tell, it's still early spring, so there's not much in bloom, but I wanted to film this class outside because hopefully you can hear all this beautiful bird song. I find that nature can be incredibly healing and soothing when it comes to stress and anxiety as well. So I'm gonna do my best to just like channel that through this video and hopefully really help you achieve that inner peace, or to just find a little bit of relief at least from stress and anxiety. So let's begin standing up. This is great for all levels. There are no props required. And right away, we're going to start with one of my favorite breathing techniques. This is a Kriya that you can do standing up. Just get your feet nice and wide so you have a comfortable base. And all we're going to do is bring our hands over onto the tips of our shoulders. Keep your elbows up, and you're going to go to the right, inhale through the nose, and to the left, exhale. And we're going to do it 5 times. So I'll just show you what that looks like. Just like that. So a big inhale. Oh, don't know if you saw that. Some animals in the back. Big inhale to the right and a big exhale to the left as you twist. We'll do it 5 times one side and then we'll switch sides. So whenever you're ready, stand tall, a little bit of a bend in your knees, and let's go. Back to center, and we're going to reverse. Inhale left, exhale right. Center, release, close your eyes. Come back to a steady breath, and we'll move into breath of joy next, another dynamic breathing practice. We're going to do 3 inhales and 1 exhale. 3 inhales through the nose, 1 exhale out the mouth. It's going to go like this. Letting it go. So inhaling, arms forward, arms out, arms up, letting it go. And we're going to do that one 10 times. So whenever you're ready, here we go. Inhale, 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 out. 5 more. Last one. Stay down. Staying in this ragdoll fold, you can sway a little side to side. Just feeling the effects of those breathing practices. It really helps to get things moving. Often we give people who are stressed and anxious, the advice to just meditate. But often there's too much going on in our heads right now. We need to clear it out. We need to embody it, and then we can find a meditative state. Otherwise, we just end up fighting against ourselves. Again, speaking from someone who is quite anxious. Bend your knees generously, push your heels into the floor, and roll all the way up to stand. Really feel this inch by inch. You can stand at the top of the mat. We'll be making our way to downward facing dog, taking a little flow to get there. Inhale, arms rise, palms come together to touch. Fold forward, exhale, bend your knees as much as you would like. Halfway lift, inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms and step back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Your first downward dog here, please move in any way that feels good. Bend your knees as much as you would like. Try to relax your neck. Notice how much tension we accumulate in our shoulders and in our neck, especially in times of stress and anxiety. I want you to drop your head like a bowling ball and maybe do a little no shake with your head. You can come forward into your plank pose, so we lower all the way down on our belly. You can bring your knees down first if you'd like. Just lower your way down and slide your forearms out in front of you. Come up into Sphinx pose. So finding a gentle heart opener here. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Push the tops of your feet into the mat. Push your pubic bone, hip bones into the floor. And really connect with the space of your heart right now. And you might have a million thoughts racing through your head. Try not to judge if this is what's happening to you. Of course, we're trying to be present with ourselves. That's not always possible, and it's okay. It's not the end of the world. The last thing we want is to add judgment and expectation on a practice that's supposed to be helping us, right? So whenever you notice yourself obsessing and spiraling, just come back to the flow of your breath. Give yourself the affirmation that it's no big deal, it's okay. Sink all the way back down and push yourself up onto hands and knees, tabletop pose. We're going to step our right foot forward in between the hands to the top of the mat. Tuck the back toes under, lift your back knee off the mat. Find an easy twist. Right arm stretches all the way up towards the sky. Again, drop your head, let your neck relax here. And we can further encourage a neck and shoulder release by bringing our right hand towards our lower back, almost reaching towards that inner left hip. So see if you can get a nice neck release here from your right ear all the way to your right shoulder. We're going to find our way into a wide-legged forward fold. Bring your right hand back to the mat and keep spinning yourself over towards the left side of your mat until you have both feet parallel to the shorter edges and you can fold forward. Forward folds are phenomenal for our nervous system. They really give our brains this message that we can let go, we can relax. And again, the emphasis, I want your head to be a bowling ball here. Let's take a cleansing breath in through the nose, out the mouth. Breathe in. Letting it go. Firm up through your legs. Lift your chest up about halfway parallel to the mat until you can bring your hands to your hips, and you need to really push your feet into the floor to lift all the way up. Let's find our warrior two. So just turn your right toes pointing forward to the top of the mat. Bend into your right knee. Keep pressing that right knee open and expand out through your arms. This pose can really help us to focus. So keep your gaze anchored right in front of you and feel that heat build through your legs. Really cultivating this essence of the warrior, staying grounded, being stable, even when our head feels like it's going in a million directions. Feel your feet anchored to the earth. And let's find downward facing dog. Hands come down to the mat. Step your right foot back to meet the left. Stretch it out here. And we'll take a little vinyasa. Inhale forward into your plank pose. Your knees can come down to the mat if you prefer as you lower down. A little cobra pose, bhujangasana. Elbows in, lift through your heart. Tabletop pose onto hands and knees. Let's step our left foot forward to the top of the mat. Finding our easy twist here, tuck the back toes under, lift your back knee off the mat, stretch your left arm up, and drop your head down. You can help this by bringing your left hand towards your right hip and really rolling that left shoulder back. I know for me, I sometimes make my anxiety a lot worse by kind of getting upset at myself for being anxious and really wanting to not be anxious anymore. And because that doesn't really work, you can't force yourself out of that state of heightened nervous system and overstimulation. It just makes me feel worse and makes me spiral more. So what if you just accepted that you're really stressed right now, you're anxious, your thoughts are all over the place? What if that was okay right now? And we're going to find our wide-legged forward fold to the other side. So you can bring your left hand down, walk your hands over towards the right, and spin your feet so they're parallel to the shorter edges of your mat, and fold on down. And you might imagine all of the worry that you have right now as if it was pouring out of the crown of your head, dripping down like a faucet, with a cleansing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. You can walk your hands out, start to lift your chest, hands to your hips. You can bend your knees a little bit here to help firm up the legs. Push your feet into the floor to rise on up. Virabhadrasana 2 on the second side. Turn and point your left toes forward to the top of the mat. Bend into your left knee, press that left knee open, and reach out through your arms. Finding that drishti, that point of focus. You are stable, you are anchored, you are grounded. You are perfectly fine exactly as you are. It is totally okay to feel whatever you're feeling. And we're just going to breathe through it. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot back next to the right. And taking our flow again here, inhaling plank, maybe halfway to your chaturanga, maybe upward facing dog this time if that feels appropriate for you. Meeting back, downward facing dog. Let's take a cleansing breath again here in downward dog. So in through the nose, out through the mouth. And drop your knees down, and you can just swing your legs out in front of you. We're going to take a passive forward fold. Again, forward folds, super nourishing and reassuring for our nervous system. So because it's passive, we're not forcing ourselves. We're letting our spine naturally round. Probably not going to fold forward too far. Totally fine. I like to turn my palms facing up to the sky and just let yourself round here. Maybe just listen to the bird song. We're going to hold longer passive poses from this point on. So I'm going to talk a lot less. Take 10 deep breaths here in silence. Really just staying with yourself and with your breath. If you notice yourself tensing up, relax again a little more. 3 deep breaths. Push your hands into the floor, very slowly walk them back, super slow here. Keep breathing as you uncurl. And we're going to lower down on our back so we can set ourselves up for reclined pigeon pose. Lower your way down, feet flat to the floor, knees bent. And you can cross your right ankle over the top of your left knee and reach through with your arms, pulling your thigh to your belly. See if you can close your eyes here, keeping your focus inward. Inviting your right hip to relax and release. Releasing tension from our bodies makes it a lot easier for us to release mental and emotional tension. Holding here. And give your leg one more squeeze. And release. Let's switch sides. Left ankle over the top of your right knee. Pull that in. Try not to lean on one side more than the other. Keep your weight evenly distributed. Always bringing your awareness back to the flow of your breath, or even just to your senses, what you can hear, what you can smell, what you can feel. That can be very, very grounding. One more big breath here. And let's release. Squeeze both knees in towards you. And you can just place your hands over your knees and trace some circles. Massaging your lower back, massaging through your hips. And going the opposite direction. Before we go to Shavasana, we can take reclined butterfly pose, Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees apart. And I'm actually just going to grab my hat here. I'm being a little blinded by the sun. Soles of the feet together, knees apart. And you can place your hands maybe on your belly, one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. You can reach your arms up overhead, whatever feels comfortable and supportive to you. Feel yourself melt into the earth, getting a little heavier with every exhale. Where can you soften? Where can you be a little gentler with yourself? Into Shavasana, our final resting pose. Open up your legs, open up your arms, take up some space. And we'll be here for about 3 minutes or so. This pose is an opportunity for you to integrate the practice. It's you giving yourself permission to relax, to drop your guard, to move away from fight, flight, and freeze. Instead, you're giving your nervous system the signal that all is well, that you are safe, that you are held, even in times of stress and anxiety. Even if your mind is still racing. Just a few minutes here. Let's wake back up slow and steady by breathing deeper and moving a little through our fingers and toes. You can stretch your arms up overhead, lengthening out, fingers away from your toes. And turn to one side so you can press and lift up. Come to take a seat. Sit up tall. Hands at your heart, Anjali Mudra. I want you to really thank yourself. Show yourself so much love, so much gratitude. Feeling the effects of this practice on your body, your mind, your emotions. And with reverence, let's close with the chant of Om one time. Inhale to chant. Breathe deep. Thank you so very much for doing this flow with me. I really, really do hope that you found it beneficial, that it helped you kind of move some of that anxious or sometimes even just stagnant energy around. And hopefully you're feeling a little bit more at peace. Leave me a comment before you go. Let me know how you feel. Please subscribe to my channel, and hopefully we'll be practicing again together very soon.